Dun, 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 dun. Tom, what is up, man?
How's it going, buddy? Can you hear me?
Yeah, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
I feel like I'm.
My oh, there we go. I got it. Whew. My thing was zoomed in for some reason, and I could barely see. Like, we're good now. Switched onto the headphones. What is up, Mr. Blaze?
How was your week? What did I miss?
Um, you missed everything.
Yeah.
It was just everything, bud. Just all happened that week that you were gone.
Um, are you ready for?
Just plain.
Are you ready for a new week?
Um, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of ready for a nice chill weekend. Uh, we don't have a lot of plans this weekend, so we're kind of just hanging out. My wife was supposed to have a work event today, but it got canceled. So she's free now to hang.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So we'll see. All of our friends have managed to get sick, but we haven't. So we're staying healthy, which is cool. Always
Mm-hmm.
a fun time when you're not sick and you have kids. Yeah.
100. Um, yeah, I was so seasick yesterday, and now I'm feeling great. So I'm happy to be off this boat. I think what happened was when the boat docks at like 5 a.m. and you just have to sit on it for 3 or 4 hours and it's just
Yeah.
sitting there like rocking.
Yeah.
My little body couldn't handle it. So
Yeah.
uh,
Yep. But you guys had a good time?
yeah, it was a good time. I hope you guys don't get sick. Yeah, I think my wife and I are always like, we're gonna spend so much time together. And we don't because we're chasing these three minions around.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, you got to divide and conquer when you're outnumbered.
yeah. So we did not. I think we spent like an hour together the whole 5 days we were gone alone, maybe two
Oh,
hours.
really?
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
So
I mean, you still got the young ones.
yeah.
It's so hard. Like you like it's not that you should just like give up and say, "Hey, I'll catch you in a little bit." Like my friend
Hmm.
Dom told me, like when the youngest one hits like 6 or 7, like the romance and the dating will come back. It's not like you should do that. Like you should always try,
Yeah.
but like the expectations and like like the general like rule that you guys should make is that like if you guys can get an hour a week, like that's still a win
Uh-huh.
because one day that youngest kid will become so independent that you're gonna have all the time in the world, or it's going to be so much easier for you to leave them, with grandparents or whatever for a long weekend and you know enjoy that time.
100%. And well, that's the whole reason we went on the cruise was like you drop the kids off at camp. We should spending an hour or two together every day while they're at camp, but it never aligned where we could get them all to go. Um,
Yeah.
Demille had an ear infection, so she had to stay in the room the first two
Sucks.
days with like on antibiotics. So I think that just threw a wrench in it. But we talked, and I think we're gonna try again next year. I think we're gonna go for it. Um,
Yeah, it's
but
awesome. but
yeah,
but they said the kids all had a fun time on the boat.
yeah. I boat culture is so interesting. If I never see an elevator again, I'm gonna be so happy because you take a lot of elevators going up
Oh
and down
yeah.
the ship, and every single time my kids would fight over who gets to press the like the 6 year old and the 3 year old would fight
Yeah.
over who gets to press the button. And
And
then
you're like, this is our sixth elevator ride in the first hour of the day.
yeah, and then they would always like be fighting over, they'd be pressing the buttons. And this is one of those elevators that were like, if you press it twice, it cancels the trip. And so
Okay.
they were like constantly frustrating everyone else on the boat. There was at one point where Bryson had an ice cream cone because there's bottomless ice cream cones, and he
Oh yeah, I
flicked it
love
on
those
some,
things.
yeah, but he flicked it on some lady, and like we were like, oh, we gotta go. We really um so
Yeah, but the cruise lifers know that. I mean, the people that are on the cruise, like that. I mean, everybody. The thing is like everybody knows. Like when you see a kid, like it's like that thing when you see a little kid or an infant going onto the airplane.
yeah.
Like you just know, like they're gonna have a hard time. Like they're gonna express their emotions in a way that only a little kid or a baby can do, which is usually yelling, screaming, and crying. But yeah, there's definitely some people out there that don't understand that or
No.
don't like that or don't think that that's, like, yeah. I just, I was just wondering if you ran into Ryan's mom.
You know, I was looking for, I keep a picture of Ryan in my pocket. So I was going around saying, "Is this your child?" And someone was like, that's a grown are you looking for a grown man's mom?" I could be.
Like, of course.
Yeah.
I need a thinker.
Or do you know Jason? He's here. This is one of these. Can you claim one of these? Um, no, but it was the 6-year-old. His goal was to eat 10 cheeseburgers on the trip, and
Okay.
I think he ate 10 cheeseburgers. So we need to go like clear his arteries out now.
Yeah. No, you don't need, come on.
You know what
He's
my
six.
before we jump in, the last thing I wanted to share though is like my wife had a huge win yesterday. Because we had to get off the boat at 8:30, and then
Hmm.
our plane didn't leave till 6:30 p.m. So we had this huge window. Dion, what's up, man? Good to see you. Um, where we had nothing to do, and she actually got us a day room or a day pass um, at a hotel, and it was awesome because otherwise, like, where were we going to go?
Like in Florida.
Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
we just sat in a hotel room for like 7 hours, which was fine
That's
after
pretty cool.
um instead of like being at the airport at the mall. So I
Yeah.
would whenever think of like hotel day passes, I'm like, those are really questionable.
I didn't
but
even know those existed.
but this one makes sense. So there you go.
Yeah. That's
Um,
really cool. Well, I'm glad you guys had a good time.
thanks, man. So what are you guys gonna do this weekend with your free weekend?
Um, dude, I don't know. I mean, we've been gone for the last 2 weekends.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's gonna be uh food and meal prep, like trying to get back on
Oh,
a good diet again. Because I've just been, in Nashville, we just ate bar food the whole time. Um, Fried food, fried chicken, all that stuff. And then at Legoland, it was like crappy theme park buffet food.
mm-hmm.
So it'd be good. I got a bunch of groceries yesterday, so the fridge is full. So I need to break out the barbecue and cook it all up. Um,
I just wrote down food and meal prep. I'm gonna follow the Dom weekend plan.
yeah, I got to go to the store because it's so hard to get like certain things like on Instacart at like
Yeah,
Walmart and stuff. So I got to go to like Sprouts or Whole Foods or something today and get some slightly better meat.
I've been doing the carrot packs and the celery packs where you just like grab and go. But
Hmm.
not always the best produce in those packs, but it's so convenient.
Yeah. Yep, it's been that's been one thing I've been wanting to get back to. So that's one of my main goals this weekend. Um, I'm so bummed I got the adjustable like bench for my gym,
Uh-huh.
and I opened it up to put it together like the day before I was leaving for Nashville or the morning I was leaving, and there was a huge tear, like a 2-inch tear in like the corner of the seat.
Oh no.
And so I sent that back, and I got a new one coming 3 days from now. So still no gym, but it's
That's so
closer.
yeah, so frustrating. You're probably like, all right, I'm ready to do this.
Yeah.
I thought.
Yep. Exactly.
I might rearrange my office. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out a good streaming thing, and then I want to start playing video games with my son in here. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know.
Yeah.
So today, every kid needs to carry this with them. What'd you think?
I thought it was good. I mean,
Really?
I definitely like the wording, and I like the idea of like, an email and a letter, and like, I've heard stuff like that, a lot, like seen a couple, read a couple, like about sending these, deep, thoughtful notes to your kids, um, at different important times of their lives. Like I think about like how, like, I don't know, valuable that can be.
Mm-hmm.
So just put it out there in a written word or an email, and then like in this instance, it kind of alludes to the fact that like her father passed away pretty early at 58, and so it's like to have something like that, like some. That's what I think. I think a lot about how much I don't want to say easier, but like how what a better potential a lot of people have to have such good words and video and stuff like that from their parents if their parents pass away early, right?
Mm.
Like if I were to pass away early, like my kids would have so much of this,
Yeah.
and like my journals and like other stuff to like feed them enough dad, like if I passed away when they were young. And I like that idea. I like that idea a lot. Um, so yeah,
I love
I
that.
enjoyed this one.
Um, that's why I love doing like the V Dads interviews so much, just because like you never know when your time's gonna go. And these is what, just like repeating what you're saying, is like this is like live footage of us that our kids will be able to go back and look at. Will they? If my dad had something like, I mean, my dad's still alive, so I don't want to like, Dennis, I hope you're here for a long time, but
Yeah.
he doesn't have like any streaming or podcasts or anything like that for me to go back and listen to. I'm sure he has some like notes and journals and stuff,
That
but
you know of.
that's true.
He's got like this secret podcast life.
That'd be pretty. He like leaves me a seed phrase, and I'm like, I didn't know you had a. Wait, what? You have all the black cats?
Oh man. Yep.
Uh, so
Yeah.
then it has me thinking today too. Do my kid, because my daughter over the past year has told me that I've been telling her that I love her too much, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me. How can I? I guess you can tell somebody that too much. So I've been consciously not telling her as much, and I think she's saying it back more, and I think she appreciates it. Um, but man, she's like 8 going on 15 right now, and
Oh yeah.
it's tough.
It's something like, so girls are girls are just amazingly crazy. It's one of those things where like, how they say like girls are way more mature than boys. Like when you
Mhm.
have a daughter, like you see it right then and there at like those ages of 8. You're like, you're already a teenager.
Yeah.
Like it's no wonder why like girls always date older boys, and boys always date younger girls. Like it's 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 like facts. Like when like you're like, I'm not raising you to be a 15-year-old, but you just like you just want to jump to that next level. Um, and then and yeah, right. Amazingly crazy. I love them. I could not live without them. But man, uh, and then the thing about your daughter telling you or saying that you tell her you love her too much, that's like love is one of those things where it's like you never, you never, you can never really get enough of it, but like at the same time, you never really know until it's gone, right? Like
Yeah.
it's one of those things where like we're kind of talking about earlier is like if your dad and or anyone's dad passed away early, like you wouldn't have as much information to go off of. And but like if we did, it'd be a different story. And then your daughter would be like, "Well, he loved me. I know that. Like he told me like 50 times a day." So yeah, that's
Um,
definitely
but now that we're talking about it out loud, I think it's like a great conversation. I know I was sitting next to somebody on the cruise. I didn't talk to them, but they were reading the five love languages. And so like
mm,
I'm curious. Um, I don't think words of affirmation are my daughter's love language. I think it's more quality time and gifts. Um, so I definitely think that's something to think about for her, which we just don't get that often because the boys are so like crazy. Like I've been so good not yelling at the 8-year old and the 6-year old, but the 3-year old, he's just like he's a monster. I feel like he's like this little minion that just like takes his little is it a pitchfork? Is that what Satan carries around?
yeah,
And he's like always poking the big kids, and it's like, buddy, you need to leave them alone. Just leave them alone, please. Just do anything else. Just leave them alone. But then he says something cute, like he's like, but they're my best friends.
yeah, yep, exactly. I mean, that's my kids too. Like it's the Brooklyn and Bentley, like, and that span is 6 to 12.
Yeah.
Um, and they were literally just chasing each other around the house last night,
Uh-huh.
like just yelling, like being like as loud as they could be, getting all this energy out. And I mean, I just watched and laughed a little bit, had like noise canceling headphone in because the noise was just echoing,
Yeah.
um, until a bowl of popcorn seeds got spilled. And I was like, hey, you need to
Yeah.
clean that up. Oh,
Um,
man.
but I love those moments because like those are the moments they're gonna look back on and hopefully they're still like best friends, when we're not here.
Yeah. Yep. That's what we hope for sure.
And then I don't like other than a birthday card, I don't think I've ever wrote my daughter a letter, but like so if anyone didn't listen today, the whole meditation was family was concerned how their daughter was doing. She graduated college. She was moving to London, I'm assuming from the United States for her first like big girl job. Or maybe she was in somewhere else in England. But the dad was worried about like the choice in men and her drinking, which I know
Mm-hmm.
talking to my parents, I think that they had probably not my taste in men, but in women, um, and drinking like towards the end of college and coming out of school. Um, but I think I'm doing okay right now. But anyways, but he wasn't like, no, you're not going to London. You need to fix yourself first. He was like, I love you. We always will, and send him the note. And it's just, I think it's really beautiful. I think it's really cool.
Yeah. One fun fact about this reading is it starts off with the phrase in July 2008. And fun fact is that's the month I became a father. 'Cause
Oh,
that's the exact month and year that Bailey was born.
oh,
That was a cool little Easter egg for me
I
for
I
not
love that
leaving me
too
alone.
because I always think these meditations are from like before the 1980s, but that's like a pretty recent example.
Yeah, Yep, exactly. 16 years ago.
Wow, that's awesome. Um, I'm losing all track. I have no track of time since I got off this, but okay, 8:51. Um, my baby was
Nice.
10 in 2008. Gramps, we get it, man. That's why we need you here to shed some more light for us. Um, gratitude. What's your gratitude today, Don?
Um, my gratitude today was like I think I talked about it with Jason yesterday. Like the last couple of days, I don't know what it is, but I've struggled to find that like that gratitude that just like kind of jumped at me.
Yeah.
I don't know, some mornings I've just woken up a little. I don't know if it actually was like some sort of sleep uh jet lag from Nashville that I'm still getting over or something like that. Had some long evenings. There's been some late night streams between our Gary V and our Ann Bags and stuff like that
Oh yeah.
that have kept me up a little late this week. So I think mornings I've been waking up a little groggy, but so I went basic and easy, and I was just grateful for my wife this morning.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's I think one of the best ones there can be.
yeah,
Um, does Anne have a regular schedule now, or is she just popping up here?
yeah. It's every Tuesday she does the community night on Twitch.
Uh huh.
That's been her pretty regular. She's not going to do this Tuesday because she's in Arizona right now.
Uh huh.
And I think they travel back on Tuesday, is what she said. She might still do it, but yeah, it's been every Tuesday at like 5:30, 6 p.m. my time.
Is she doing a collab with Brofit? Is that why she went to Arizona?
Well, she's going to do a little meetup with them and Biceps and whoever else is out there.
Oh, that's
I
awesome.
always I always forget. I think there's one more person out there, like maybe Barlocker or something.
No, I think Barlocker's in like I just thought he was in like South Dakota, but I could be completely
Mm.
wrong. Or he could be visiting. You never know. Uh, yeah. Whenever I travel, I'm like, all right, which of my ex friends live here? Which of my V friends live here? Because like since I was in Fort Lauderdale, I'm like Miami Mike's only an hour away, but I didn't hit him up because I remember like I don't think I'm gonna be like Heather, I'm gonna go hang out with Miami Mike for a couple hours. Like, good luck with the kids.
Yeah, yeah. You got the full brood.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to plan some trips for the remainder of the year, or not really the remainder of the year, but it's like try to fill some in.
Um,
And I was like, especially like my birthday, because it was coming up about like with the friend group about going somewhere, because a lot of us have birthdays around the October, November. So we're like, we should just do a trip all together. And I'm like, all right, cool. And I was like, but I kind of want to go to New York for Comic Con. Um, and so I told my wife, I'm like, I'm thinking about just doing like a solo trip to New York. And she looked at me like I was insane.
um,
She was like, "You're really gonna go to New York without me and like without the kids? Like, I don't think that's gonna fly." And I'm like, "Yeah, but like, I want to go there to be with the V Friends people, and
yeah.
like, if you and the kids come, like, I'm not gonna like, I'm literally gonna be like 3 feet away from the headquarters of V Friends, and like, you and the kids are gonna be like, no, we're going to see, we're going to Times Square or something like that."
Yeah.
Like, so somehow I have to get a way to get there solo and
Uh,
also get there as a family. Like I feel like I need to go out there for a week, but like have like 4 days with the family and 2 days alone or something like that. I don't know.
yeah. Um, NFT NYC is in June, which I think a lot of B friends will probably go to. Not as many as Comic Con though, but I know a lot of people go to the national. I mean, I think what needs to happen is I think V friends need to announce when the next tournament is, and then I think
Yeah.
that's where all the people are gonna go. I know. You're not, are you going to the Texas meetup?
No, and they just sold out this week too. Like my plans just keep moving around that weekend.
Yeah.
And again, it's still a struggle for me to say like, hey, I'm just gonna do a solo trip to go meet the V friends.
Yeah.
Like there's still a little bit of a stigma in this household.
No, that like I'm trying to think because I think like me going to like VCon this summer, I think like the trade off is like Heather travels a lot for work, so she's like she goes on 10 trips and then I for work and then I do this one thing even though it's not exactly work related. But again, you know, it's hard because all these minions, and then you did a good job though bringing them to VCon and like tying that in. So I thought you did a great job. Or
Yeah.
is there ever a
It was,
possibility where you just bring one kid?
yeah, part of me was thinking about taking Brooklyn and Bailey to Texas, or somewhere, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know about sports, the National Sports Card Show. Like that just doesn't really interest me. Like Comic-Con interests me.
Yeah.
But it's the problem is it's New York. Like, because New York is like that's where like we all want to go just to like I've never been to New York, so
Oh
it's
yeah.
like
Oh, you gotta go.
to go there just as Comic-Con versus to go there as New York itself and experience New York.
Because I know my kids would not have a good time at the National, but they would have a good time at
Wasn't
Comic-Con. Junie and
you will carry everything. Well, you
wasn't
got that
the
scuba tank, dude.
Oh yeah. No, but you did a
I mean,
good
you
job.
carry everything no matter where you go with kids, right? Like in freaking Legoland, I was just like, I had like totes on totes on totes.
You did a good job dadding it. The National, those scuba, but I can also see.
She was 5. Yeah. Yeah. 5's a tough age.
Honestly, what I think we really need to do is the V parents like actually get together and try to like coordinate some stuff. And like, I mean, we're pretty well connected now. I think that like people know that like we're not going to give each other's kids like peanut butter if they're allergic or anything like that. And like get some Airbnbs next to each other, hire some nannies or babysitters. I know that would take a lot of planning. Just my thoughts. Gary, hire us all some babysitters when we come to New York.
VCon just has like a camp like at the cruise.
Yeah. Yeah, V Friends camp. Jeremy, you listen to this? Did you tune in today? They come out with who's the face painting person? I always forget.
Michelle,
yeah. Michelle comes and does all the face paint. I think Jeremy does some like singing or acting, something like that. He entertains the kids. They watch like
Scuba Steve does a skit in his scuba outfit.
Yeah.
Little stand-up comedy for kids. Or maybe he's a magician. I don't know. Like, we're still trying to figure that guy out.
Yeah. Oh, we saw a magician at the cruise. That's good. It was the in Saved by the Bell, the diner's called the Max, and it was the actor who played the who ran the Max in Saved by the Bell.
He was the magician?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
He had like frizzy hair. His name's like Enzo or something like that.
Huh.
So there you have it. All right. It's 9 a.m. Dom, you're going to have a great day. I'm going to have a great day. And we're all going to chill and not get sick. And my kids are going to watch TV all day because we were just on a cruise. And I think that's okay. And we'll do fun stuff.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
Have a good day, dude.
Thanks, man. Have a good day. Scuba, Robbie, anyone else? Have a good day.
Yeah, see you guys.
Mugs with coffee, hearts of gratitude, and see you guys tomorrow.
Later.
Laters. You're not my dad. I know. I didn't say I was your dad, Scuba. Just your best friend.